This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy hump day. Welcome to the Morning Hookup. Hey, look, Elijah, YZ in the house. Uh-oh, another chair down.
No.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday. I think you should sit in that one. You'll make me feel tall today. I don't know, but I like where this is going this morning. Hello, Elijah.
It's a miniature chair this one. I'm trying to figure out how to raise it. I can't figure it out.
Hello, Elijah. Welcome in. What a start. Hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. Thanks for hanging out with us. Boy,
I'm as low as a catcher here.
whoa,
You could hear it fall on the stream.
I just knew it was gonna I just thought we had another broken chair. Just add that
You
to
know
your
how most chairs, like office chairs, usually have a little lever you can use to raise it and lower it.
or lever. Lever 2000 soap or a lever of your chair. This is going great.
Yeah. Anyway, this
I
show
don't know
doesn't have
where,
one.
hey, the problem is I don't know where else you go.
Yeah, 'cause
That
that chair
thing?
sucks.
That looks like it's got like cat hair on it, so I don't understand how that happens.
That one's really squeaky.
That's like a conference chair.
And
It should be in a boardroom.
it looks great. It looks executive, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's
It's
so
like from the 70s.
so squeaky. This is the best I've got, but I am low down here.
Low. That's about how one baseball team feels right now. We'll get to talk about the World Baseball Classic. Yuck performance yesterday. The first 4 games, boy, the madness is here. I know I poo-pooed on the first 4 games, but man, the madness was real. We'll continue to look at the region of each bracket as we get through the brackets as well. That's for baseball. Hey, big midweek yesterday. Brings up more questions about the guy on the bump. Where does he end up at some point in time? As we know that when you get through the Big Ten weekends, those Sunday games mean something, right? They mean a lot. And it feel like that maybe he is vying for a spot as that Sunday guy, because those Sunday games turn into winning series or winning not winning series. We'll talk about that. Also, Life has a topic for us that we'll get to about the second hour. We're in the second hour. And then stories that we missed. I have to ask this or tell you this. Yesterday, bad echo, Phil. I'm in bad echo.
That's
That's
my
Marlo,
fault.
what's up?
That's my fault.
Elijah's fault?
My fault.
Boy, you are 2 for 2. Almost a cheer fault and an echo fault.
It's been a hell of a morning here.
Are we good? There's points and times in your life you don't realize things are changing in your life, or that maybe you're just getting a little older. People are catching up to you. I decided my 15-year-old and I don't know, he grabbed me yesterday and wanted to wrestle.
Classic 15-year-old.
I prevailed, I think.
Yeah, I think it's an important note.
I don't realize how strong he got and the leverage that he can get. I mean, eventually I just declared myself the winner because I'm your dad. I probably got a little dirty, but man, I'm having to make a quick trip before I head down to get adjusted because I'm hurting right now. I will tell nothing of some sorts. But the changing of the guard is real at times.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
My dad still thinks he can get me. I'm like,
Yeah, because dads are like, boom.
yeah.
My dad accepted long. I was taller than my dad in end of 6th, 7th grade, somewhere in there. I was I reached him at I think 5th grade. And I was taller than him by 6th grade, 7th grade. He gave up early on thinking he could still take
Look,
me.
I'm going to tell you, I
He
was
gave up real early.
feeling pretty down this morning. I was pretty down this morning, oh, this is real.
How did that start? Just some
He
trash.
just grabbed me, just trash talking. You it's what we do.
Yeah.
It's what dudes do, right? With your
Right.
dads,
Uh-huh.
and then my 11-year-old hasn't figured it out yet. I can just take him and do one little thing. He's just not ready.
Yeah.
But now that Ty's 5'11", I won't say he towers over me, but maybe a couple inches these days.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got leverage and he just got the grip.
Next time, sweep
Back
the leg.
part of my neck really hurts.
Sweep the leg.
I did a little something else. Whoa was the sound, but yeah, boy, this the tenure of the guard is real. But welcome in as well. I hope everybody had a great St. Patty's Day yesterday. Did you guys get a chance to partake? We made ourselves down. We had a little lunch downtown in an area where there was a tent. Kind of fun down there. Had a little corned beef and cabbage entree last night.
My buddy's been talking all week about trying Guinness, and I love Guinness.
Okay.
So we went to a local bar, and we each got a Guinness, and he did not like his.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So he passed his over to me. So then I had 2 Guinnesses. That's how I partook in
Nice.
St. Patty's Day.
Nice. I know a lot of people do. We actually also made our way to another establishment before we got out of downtown. We're the older group. We get down early. We actually got a table in the establishment that we're in and had some really good service. And like I had an Irish stew that was really good. And then we went over to another place that a buddy of ours tends to work.
Ah, yes.
He wasn't there.
Ah,
I called multiple times. I texted. He's like, sorry, bro. Just got out of the shower. I'm like, well, why don't you get over here? Because he's like I think I could hit a wedge from the outside of that bar to his apartment.
Oh, easy.
I'm like, I might fly the
Easy.
wedge over the top of it.
Easy.
And he had something like, well, I got to go out to dinner with the boss. All right, fine, sure. 4:00. It's only 4:00. You could stop over. He did not, but I did.
I do love that spot still.
It's a great spot. It's a great spot. Again, it was a nice day for all the activities that were out there. Hope everyone had a great one.
Should be noted, I did send our good friend Will a link to the morning hookup racket
Oh,
challenge.
yeah, that's him, by the way.
What do you mean?
Will's the one that didn't come out of his apartment.
Oh, yeah. I
You
thought it was
called him out.
obvious.
No, I didn't know if people remembered. Now we can forget him,
Yeah, I sent it over. He loved the message.
and that's it.
Didn't join. I'm calling him out publicly for that one.
Speaking of that,
Uh,
it's out there. We should post
wait.
all the links today on the chat. We got the morning hookup bracket challenge. We have the average Joe Sports Show bracket challenge going on. Join both of those. You still have time.
26 hours.
There you go, 26 hours. There's a countdown on all the bracket challenges out there that it's just easy to go do. We'll put them out there. You guys continue to join and just play for fun.
As a quick note, I know you guys got to talk about your St. Patty's Day. I would like to say we talked about this yesterday. It was a bowling alley type of night. For
Yeah,
me.
I know. Yeah. Green beer at the bowling alley.
0 beers for me yesterday. 0 beers.
My wife would be so disappointed in you.
Hey, sometimes in life, you're both getting the summer body ready and you're trying to lock in on that bowling night,
Were you feeling it?
I was feeling good.
All right. So
It was-
there is
it was a
that
good
part
night.
of it.
It was a good
where
night.
once you're feeling it, you just go, I cannot mess this up. I will not partake.
It should also be noted that our bowling league starts at 9 p.m. Our opposition had been drinking since lunchtime.
Oh, winners.
Yeah, it was a good performance. Good performance from us. Had a great time bowling with them. I will say
Yep.
that.
Yeah, oh, they're ready to go.
They were fun.
You know what those
But it was a pretty
like? Did you know
pretty-
them at all?
from the bowling league.
Yeah, but this is what I love, and I'll go back. We'll get to sport. There's the first 4 games yesterday. There were 2 yesterday. We'll talk about those. Good morning, Arlo. Good morning, FedEx. And good morning, Todd. Again, I saw Todd at the gas pumps this morning as well. The holidays like yesterday, we'll call them holidays, right? It's a holiday, isn't it? It's a holiday.
Oh yeah.
Special day. They bring people together. And why I say that, we were upstairs of the establishment, and we had like this round table. It's just the 2 of us, my wife and I, hanging out, having a good time. And there's people just waiting. Like they're just like stalking your table. This couple came out and goes, do you guys mind if we just share your table? Sure. What a great conversation of people. One from Michigan, one from the Omaha area that met in Chicago, that I got the life story, got married like 2 weeks after or engaged 2 weeks after they met. They all moved to Nebraska. Now they live in Houston. It was amazing what you learn and how holidays and like sports bring people together. Right? It was an amazing coincidence.
And the social lubricating nature of a Guinness or a Black and Tan.
Yeah,
or
he was rocking Guinness, and like she was rocking some beer, and my wife just hammering green beers. I was on the Jameson, which was amazing. But I just want to share, because I think this is what the world should be like in those moments, not cut off of the world. Like they walked over and I'm like, sure, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. But I think too many times we just go, or sports teams divide you when they shouldn't. Right? March Madness is that event where I think you're at a bar and you've all got your brackets hanging out. And it's just a big fun fest, right?
Wait, have you ever like walked into a sports bar though, and you're ready to watch March Madness games, and then you see a group of folks over there
that don't have a clue what's going on?
No, they're over in the corner, not maybe in the corner, but you can tell they're getting after a little bit. They're rambunctious. They're all wearing like Kentucky gear, and you look down at your bracket, and you're like, "Oh, I picked against Kentucky."
Yeah, but that makes it fun. And again,
it doesn't make it fun for me to cheer for my bracket whenever I see these heartbroken Kentucky fans.
No, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It's one thing if I'm cheering against somebody else's bracket. Whenever it's like another person's favorite team, it's like, oh man, this is.
I don't cheer against their bracket. I just cheer against them.
See, for me, it's like because the bracket to me, cheering for that's a game, and then I see people like cheering for their team, and I go, that's real, and it makes me feel like I'm like,
but is there a team out there for both of you? You're just like, I don't even care. Like if Iowa loses, I don't care if they're my bracket or not. I hope they lose. And I'm feeling happy. Puke every time they lose. It's a glorious day, right? In football, every time the Chiefs lose, do you resonate with joy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Every time the Bills or Dolphins, your division, they lose, you go, I resonate in joy.
Yeah.
Every time the Yankees
I relish in your sadness. Last night, by the way, the first 4 games were magnificent.
Good basketball.
Again, I disagree with the first 4, but whatever. But you had 2 electric basketball games, UMBC and Howard. That was a down to the wire, a 3-point win for Howard.
And UMBC had to fight and scrap all the way back into that basketball.
Well, they
game.
were down 8 at half. Howard was rolling up 8 at half, and it didn't seem like there was a lot going on. They made it a game. Howard gets it done. They advance. This second game, it's a weird one. This is one of those games that living in Nebraska, I didn't know how I felt about it, right? With that name, Texas. Also, being a Tar Heel fan and it being NC State, I didn't know which way I felt about it, but what a good game on both ends. Texas buzzer beater, 68-66, which, by the way, almost could have came with some controversy if you watch that clip.
There's been a lot of that lately.
Did you see the assistant coach come running on the floor?
With
Did you see Sean Miller get in that business?
Woo!
Could you imagine if the ref would have looked over and went,
he should have.
You should have.
It's happened like 3 times in the last week.
Could you imagine? But Texas moves on.
I will 2 things. 1, I think the ref had some feel for the game.
Yeah.
2, it should have been a technical.
Yes.
By the rule book, it should have been a technical.
No doubt.
But a ref having some feel for the game and not wanting to decide a game based on a coach getting excited for his guy making a shot, thinking it was a buzzer beater whenever was it like 1 point something.
There's been
a
lot of that. I mean, you go back in the regular season game, it happens all the time. For instance, I think that's the feeling for the game type deal, because there was a lot of controversy that came up in the first meeting of Butte, Carolina, when Seth Trimble hits the 3 in the corner. I mean, it was pandemonium coming off the bench, and there was still 0.4 on the clock. So there is something to be said about the feel of the game, because there's the clock operator who can't stop the clock quick enough when it goes through the hoop, because we all know, right? When it goes through the bottom, when it exits the bottom,
the net is when
the clock stops. But when you're in such a minute, finite time, it's hard to do in that world. But they move on. Tonight, I think all eyes tonight of any first 4 game will be on the 8:15 game. First of all, you got Prairie View, Lehigh. Lehigh is one of my favorite teams of all time because they upset Puke one time, if you all remember that. But I think there will be a ton of eyes tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
On that second game.
Oh, yeah.
Miami of Ohio takes on SMU, where SMU, by the way, is a 6.5-point favorite. SMU was a really solid ACC team this year. They're 20-13.
And they are getting back a key component of that team who they've been
getting their guard back, that electric guard.
BJ Edwards.
Woo!
They've been missing him the last couple weeks to kind of hit a skid as soon as he went down, you could see how important he was to them. He's coming back.
The only guy, one of my favorite players on that team is his name Boopy.
Boopy Miller.
Boopy Miller, yeah.
One
Good
of my
name.
favorites.
But then there's a huge thing in favor of Miami of Ohio. Guess where this game's played at?
Oh yeah, how about in Dayton, Ohio?
Dayton, Ohio. So I mean,
Pro crowd there tonight.
yeah, probably. And then SMU gets their guy back. So
It's just a really weird, like all those coming back, but it's kind of a prove it on both ends kind of game where SMU is a Power 5 school out of the ACC who had some really good times throughout the year, and Miami of Ohio being 31-1, maybe feeling a little slighted in the first 4 game.
Yeah,
I would imagine. I've got to prove it that we belong, or is it the other side where it's like told you so type game? It's gonna be electric. Drew, what's up, bro? I guess don't appreciate all the puke slander. Yeah, I changed it. What you said though. So the first 4, they're moving on. Texas moves on. They get BYU,
which is an interesting one.
Yes,
It's more interesting than tonight's SMU game because they have to go play Tennessee, and Tennessee is. Oh wait, is it Tennessee? Yeah, Tennessee. Miami of Ohio and SMU goes and plays Tennessee. That Tennessee team, I think, is a little bit undervalued.
I kind of like that team a little.
Good basketball team out of the SEC. But Texas going to play BYU.
That
BYU team is it's kind of hard to watch.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way to put it.
What I would
their offensive identity is like, all right, AJ DeBonsa, go do something.
I'll give BYU a BYU to me right now is a lot of that, but BYU, what they have done now is we all know that when Richie went down, struggles happened. That BYU team has now found a way to play without him. It's a lot like watching Kansas over the course of the season when Peterson was sitting out. They found a way to win without Peterson there for a while. So BYU, that's an interesting one.
Though it's still not a great looking offense.
It's not.
Which I don't think it was before he went down. But
well, it to me, when you watch it, when it's clicking because it all runs through him. But when it doesn't, it's a lot of running into the brick wall, flop like LeBron type stuff, him trying to get to the line. That's they don't have an alternative. They don't know how to in-game adjust when what they're trying to do doesn't work.
Yeah, it just becomes, all right, DeBonsa, go do something for us.
Get it going.
Which becomes a hard watch. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So those games, the winners tonight, I'm trying to think where they end up at. I was looking around the bracket. If Miami of Ohio
Miami and SMU's to Florida. That's Tennessee.
Tennessee, that's right.
Tennessee.
It's the Tennessee. Yeah. And then the other one,
who cares?
They're gonna get beat.
The winner of those will play Florida.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna get beat.
Florida was right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're right on the 16 game.
Yeah,
the 11 game goes to the Tennessee.
Yeah.
So all right. Good stuff. First 4, the Madness is back. So let's take our first break and let's come back and we're going to grab another region. Yesterday, we started looking at the East. How about we just drop, since we're, 'twas the night before, let's dip into the South. How about that? When we come back, we're going to look at the South bracket and navigate through it. We'll take a break. Be right back.
Allergies punch back.
Did they get you? Oh, yeah. Well, it's a never-changing world out there now.
See, last week they hit me with a little bop, bop, the 1-2. And they ducked under that punch, and now they're back. Now they're back.
We had the debate this morning. We were going through because I'm going to be gone, so I'm navigating the good husband and good dad stuff, helping get stuff set up, and I think everybody is in the world now of like looking at the temperatures the next 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
And then check out the lows. The lows are not as low. Are you into AC land?
Yes.
Are you in AC land? Because today's 76 today, by the way, 5 to 10. What a beautiful day you got going on.
Nice.
Tomorrow, 80, 5 to 10. Saturday, boy, I tell you what, 94 for a high here. Headed to southwest winds, 10 to 20, it says. Then Sunday, kind of back to probably seasonal, 55. But it looks to be very, very beautiful coming up.
55 is doable, though.
Oh, yeah. The next 10, I mean, again, it could change. We know it can change. The next 10 across the Weather Channel app or whatever app, it's 55. It's like the lowest day in the next 10 days.
We'll take that.
All day long.
That'll play.
I don't know how. I was packing this morning, and I'm like, I don't even know. I'm going to sweat a lot.
So I'm kind of
That's
bummed.
what I'm going to sweat.
I'm a little bummed this weekend. I'm not going to be umpiring. It's the first weekend of the high
You're
school
not?
baseball season. No, I was both.
Did you take it off?
I was blocking this out for in case I was going to be down in Oklahoma City or wherever. Plus, hey, even if Nebraska is playing, that means there's work for me to be done. And now the weather forecast rolls around and it's 85. I'm like, man, what am I doing?
What am I doing? With
I should be on the diamond for 2. I was supposed to be. What was the one I was assigned? I can't even remember.
I'll ask you when you come back how your group did.
Who's that?
Didn't they go out to AZ? Are they still out there?
Oh.
Hey, it's tough competition.
Ugh.
I'd love it.
I don't know if I want to answer that
You
publicly.
don't have to.
No, I will.
I put some miles on it. Bum, 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 bum.
I was looking through that last segment, our bowling results, and it was bit of a domination.
Domination.
Yeah, felt good.
We should scores. Solid. You guys whooped it.
Beat him 14-2.
Oh boy. Arlo, thank you, brother. He said join the hookup and the AJSS brackets.
We're 7.5 points clear at the top from second place, and we are a whopping 26.5 points clear of third.
Here we go.
Oh God. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Again, happy. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Arlo is in on the hookup bracket and in the average Joe sports show bracket. Todd in. Thank you very much. 20-something hours left. Get those brackets. We appreciate it. No Henry T. Buchanan today, by the way. Said it yesterday. We'll be on tomorrow. He is in flight, headed to Oklahoma City. So, we'll travel down. He and I are going to join you guys tomorrow. You alone will be hanging out.
Speaking of Oklahoma City, T's going to be there today. You see what else is going up in Oklahoma City today?
Nope.
Those mean billboards.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. They
What's happening? Who am I walking in?
They
want to go watch Hoops.
crowdfunded basketball fans crowdfunded billboards in Oklahoma City to go for 7 days. They will have the Nebraska basketball Twitter meme army. Memes up on the city billboards. Yeah, the Husker fans they've gone on GoFundMe and crowdfunding, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, now I thought something else going to happen.
Yeah, I believe it was 5 different billboards. Their initial goal was 1, and then the crowdfunding went and
they're like, okay, this is a lot of fun. Let's really take over Oklahoma City. Like,
yeah, they needed
being there enough with all the red won't be enough.
They needed $2,500 to be on 5 billboards for 7 days.
What'd they raise?
$3,200. And that additional extra money was apparently going to men's basketball NIL.
Husker fans are going to Husker.
$700.
Yeah, it would appear according to the organizer. Hey, $700. That can get you something in the portal.
Oh my God, that's so funny. What's it going to get you?
Hey, go down and look down to those those JUCO, those G5 guys.
$700 couldn't even feed the team. I don't think. Where are they eating at?
But it would appear those billboards are going to go up beginning today down in Oklahoma City.
Well, there's a lot of people already heading down that way, already there, getting ready, getting set up, sending out the message. I know today a lot of Husker fans will make the journey headed that way, as 81 will be packed. Probably a lot of beeping and honking of fans going down. So if you're going down, be safe, travel safe to get down there. Looking at that, speaking of that, let's look at that South bracket and some interesting matchups. Obviously, we'll get to Nebraska and Troy throughout the bracket, but do you have to stop any? Like, you see Florida, bam, that's fine. Clemson and Iowa.
This is an interesting one, I really think, actually.
I really think so. And let's all remember, Clemson's best player is out.
I have struggled on the 8-9s here in this tournament, which as you should. And how I've kind of, generally speaking here, just picked those 8-9s. I've picked the team with the better guard play. And I think Iowa's got the better guard play in this game because they got Sturts, and that dude can go out there and play 40 minutes for you.
Yeah.
I think this game is going to be an absolute crawl. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to struggle to get to 60 points.
I'm
And I
glad you
think
said that. Did you see the both of them's defense?
uh-uh,
What the opponents score a game?
probably around 65.
66. Both are around 66 points per game.
Yeah. And they both
If you're
have,
looking for an up and down fast break game, turn the channel.
they both sit in the half court, pass the ball around the perimeter, get a shot up with nothing on the shot clock. It's going to be an absolute crawl.
They get after it on the defensive end.
Yeah. I personally like Iowa as well. I think that Clemson losing one of their big men is huge for them. I think Iowa's bigs can do enough. And like you said, Elijah Sturts, he's incredible.
I just looked at it. I think 58% of the votes right now of the brackets are headed towards Iowa right now. Also, I just tell you from my perspective, I'll just give it to you right now. VCU, boy, Carolina, watch out on VCU.
This is
There's
a game.
A lot of people right now, by the way.
Would it even feel like an upset?
No. VCU, by the way, is carrying a 9 out of 10 heading in there. Carolina limping in, winning 6 out of 10 in this matchup. It will not feel like a upset. And
correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't the line only like 3.5
like
or something?
2.5,
2.5. Yeah.
It will not feel like an upset if you look at the comparisons. And obviously Carolina without Caleb Wilson, which is part of our discussion in hour number 2. What Elijah sent us that we'll talk about him being out, lottery picks, and where they stand and where their teams are. We'll have that discussion.
And you think the NCAA knew what they were doing, putting that game at 5:50 on Thursday? People off work in most time zones in the United States are about to get off out in the West Coast. They knew what they were doing. This is a game that they want people to get home from work and flip on TV and be like, oh, look, an upset.
And if you want the contrasting style of games, this will be a game that will not be like Clemson and Iowa. This will be a track meet. Both of these teams average north of around 80 points, and they give up around north of 70 points. They get up and down the floor.
And I think the big factor in this game is North Carolina. I haven't watched them as much as you have, Hooksy, this year, but whenever you do watch them, it's like there are times their offense goes stagnant. It's just, all right, Caleb Wilson, bail us out.
Yep, and he has the ability to do that. He's the guy that's, when you look around the league, like there's guys that can just get you a hoop when you need it.
Yep.
They don't have it right now.
They don't have it right now, and I mean, there have been times where their offense has gone stagnant for a while. And you wonder, without Caleb Wilson, is this one of those games where their offense goes stagnant for a while? VCU builds that confidence. And I feel like no matter who their coach is at VCU, they're just a giant killer.
Yep. Something else to watch for in this game, and I think a lot of these games, as you're making your picks or you're wagering a little bit of whatever you decide to do, is watch free throws in these games. Carolina is a 68% free throw shooting team.
Below average.
Those are the ones get tight in games, could cost you games, not making free throws.
It's a horrible percentage.
68 on the year.
That's
by
like
the way.
That's like as bad as, remember like Fred Hoiberg's first year?
Oh, they were awful.
That's like about the same, ain't it?
Now, on the flip side, they're 74 on the other side, which is the average. 68 for Carolina. So, you know what? Whatever. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. That's an interesting matchup. St. Mary's is always that gnat at the barbecue. They just won't leave you alone. They're just always there.
And they're the unfortunate team that just has to have Gonzaga in their conference. They always kind of fly a little under the radar because they're never the top dog. They're always that second or third best team in the West Coast Conference. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't watched much of either of these teams at all this year.
I've watched a little bit of these games. I've caught some just because I'm up late. You're watching that West Coast Conference stuff. It's contrasting styles. That's the type of game you're going to get where an A&M team, they average like 80, almost 88 points a game.
St. Mary's going to, I know they're
going to slow it down, but this is where you look at it and go, wait a minute. How does that work in this type of game? St. Mary's, again, playing in a different conference. I understand the verbiage maybe, but they only give up 65 points a game to their opponents. Where on the other side, A&M doesn't play a ton of defense. They score 88 a game. They average giving up 80 a game. They don't play a lot of defense.
If you haven't watched A&M, do you remember a couple years ago when Samford played against Kansas and they got absolutely screwed at the end because
yeah.
there was the game-winning.
Yep.
Oh, it was a block, and they called it a foul.
Yep.
The head coach from Samford is now at Texas A&M, Bucky McMillan.
Okay.
So they call it Bucky Ball, and it is full court press the entire game.
Is get after it, get after.
They literally do not stop full court pressing, and they run up and down the court, shoot a lot of threes, try an offensive rebound, kick it back out, shoot a three. They are run and gun, and they are ball pressure defense.
So they're one of those high chance, like they'll take a lot of chances in a game, which
yes,
whenever you're a low seed, that is a dangerous team to go out and play. Whenever they do try to force turnovers, they'll jack up threes, like they'll take all those chances. Listen, if it's just one of their nights where the chances are working out and the threes are falling, they'll go blitz you. Okay, that's good to know.
They could not have a more contrasting style than St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is
the
a
complete opposite.
Methodical half-court offense. It doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be an interesting game. I think A&M prevails in this one overall, but probably outscore St. Mary's if they can get it going. I think they'll end up doing that. How about a couple of games that we need to look at now?
Yeah, can we start with McNeese and Vandy?
Yes,
because
that's where I was going.
This game, I think if there is
it's got alert all over it.
If there is money to be made, the line on this one, McNeese being 11.5-point dogs, you look at their style of play, it's interesting, man. They force more turnovers than any other team in the bracket. Now, competition has to be accounted for there, but they also turn the ball over less than any other team in the bracket. Whew. That's an interesting 1-2 punch to have.
Both these teams like to score to 86 and 80.
Yeah, McNeese also gets after it on the offensive glass. While they aren't a great three-point shooting team, they get after it on the glass. And I mean, whenever you're missing shots, but you're getting yourself, I think it's they're north of 35% offensive rebounding rate. So they get after it on the glass. That cleans up some of your mistakes. Now, can they go do that against a Vanderbilt team that's got some size? We'll see. I don't think Vandy runs away with this game. I could see either team winning it, but this one should be close. Vandy doesn't turn the ball over much, which is their saving grace in this game. The question is unstoppable force versus immovable object. McNeese forcing turnovers or Vandy not turning the ball over much. What prevails?
11 offensive boards a game is their season average on that side.
And I think with their turnover rate, they average, 9 extra possessions per game compared to their opponent.
Wow.
Because they turn it over so little and they turn over the other team so much. I think it's they average 9 extra possessions compared to their opponent in every single game this season.
I wish I knew more about McNeese. I really do, because like the Southland Conference is just, I don't have my eyes on it much.
I did back again, a couple years ago, was that Will Wade that was there? Didn't Will Wade have a stint there real quick and they made some runs? But I don't as much. I'm with you.
Vandy's playing good ball right now.
Then there's that one. There's that 11:40 matchup tomorrow.
Who did what's the guy Vandy got back that had a good SEC tournament?
Duke Miles.
Yes. Duke Miles, yeah. He's kind of the X factor here to me in terms of if he keeps that rolling, it's gonna be really, really tough for McNeese to win.
They're very athletic. Vandy is very athletic as you watch him the SEC championship. They're a good basketball team.
I think if they just simply limit the turnovers, they should go and win this basketball game. Yep. But that's McNeese's brand so far this year. I know a lot of people are going to look at, they beat Clemson last year in the first round. Yep. They only returned 2 players from last year's team. Completely different team. I still think similarly they're built kind of like in terms of players, completely different. Yeah. In terms of individual styles, completely different. But in terms of a team style, it is still kind of similar to what they did last year, which is interesting. But it's not like they're going to have experience from last year's roster to go and they took down a giant last year. They have that experience. No, it's not the same players. Yeah, whole bunch of new guys on that team.
The 11:40 contest tomorrow, Nebraska, Troy. Also, an update. It sounds like listening to them talk that Theo Sang, who has been out for some time, game time decision, possibly returning for Troy.
I know he's been practicing.
13-8 guy. He's a 28, 29 minute guy. So something to watch for there.
I think the story of this game will be told on the glass for Nebraska.
Yep.
A lot's been made. Troy, good offensive rebounding team, but they've been doing it in a different conference. They've only played one quad 1 team all year long. Now they won that game, Is it San Diego State, I believe?
Mhm.
But they are a great offensive rebounding team, kind of subpar defensive rebounding team. Why that plays into their hands is, well, first off, the teams out there that don't do great on the offensive glass are prone to get stung on an off shooting night. That's kind of the concern for Nebraska. If you're only shooting, 25 to 30% from three on this game, you're not going to be pulling in many of those misses. Though I do think Rink Mass has a great matchup advantage on the inside.
I'm glad you said that. That is the matchup.
Rink Mass has a great matchup on the inside, and I wonder if they let him go try to battle for some more offensive boards in this game, similar to what it was at the Maryland game where they let him kind of go scrap on the offensive glass. He had a good rebounding game. I do wonder if Fred Hoiberg pulls it out, because Nebraska's lack of offensive rebounding is not talent, it's style. They get back on defense. They try to limit the fast break points. So I wonder if this is a game where you change up your style a little bit and let Rink get after it. But that's where this game will be told. If Troy's killing you on the offensive glass,
watch out.
They're going to beat it till the end.
They get about 11 a game. I think another point to this one, and then they're the intangible. The stars are going to be the stars in this game on both sides. You talk about the rebounding side, and we've said this multiple times throughout the year, right? Throughout this year. Can Nebraska start quick? Can they? This is the type of game, again, the type of season you're in a team like Troy. You start quick, their doubt and their anxiety kicks in real quick. If you're the one forcing the early timeout, again, the X factor of whatever the number of Husker fans are there, 18,000 seats would be 15,000. It can become overwhelming to a team.
Yeah,
in this.
Well, especially with their style.
Yes. And look at Jamarcus.
Yes.
And there's no more to look at than that. And Jamarcus Lawrence setting the pace of this offense.
They're not like a super slow out. We talked about Iowa and Clemson. It's not them, but they're patient. They're a patient offense. And you wonder if Nebraska does knock down a couple threes early, get out to a lead, how much can you take Troy out of what they want to do and speed them up, considering the moment and considering the environment they're going to be in?
Yep.
That's an early key. If Nebraska is able to speed Troy up in that first half, I could see Nebraska running away with this one.
Yeah, I feel like a broken record saying that. We've just been waiting on Nebraska to do that. It's like, it's there, but if they do that, Troy is just not built. Like, we've talked about how they attempt a good amount of 3-pointers, but they're not a very good 3-point shooting team. So if Troy has to play from behind, Nebraska's at a huge advantage.
Yes. It just goes back to being who they were.
Because we're 26 hours out from tip off in this game. I've been feeling from Sunday until now, my confidence has risen.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel good.
I do.
This is like a McNeese matchup would really terrify me, and that's something to note. Not to look too far ahead. If it's like, say, Nebraska McNeese in a round of 32 game, that McNeese team is a very, very live dog in that one, especially if they already have confidence after beating a team like Vanderbilt. I don't want to look too far ahead. We'll have that conversation on Friday should we need to talk about it. But this Troy matchup, aside from what Troy does in the offensive glass, which they're a different style of offensive rebounding team than your monster in the middle that's really affected Nebraska this year, that Clough type. Was it Kohler from Michigan State? Those just big bodies on the inside. They're thick, they're tall, they're going and battling on the offensive glass. That's not Troy's style of offensive rebounding. And I think my confidence kind of in that facet. I think Burke and Rink should be able to hold their own on the inside in terms of a rebounding battle. You're a Big Ten team, and those guys have had to battle Big Ten rebounders all year long. That's not Troy.
Nope.
So as the year goes on, as I look more into Troy, as I watch some of their games from this year, I really just think I actually give the rebounding advantage to Nebraska into this one. That's where my X factor is. I just built more confidence in that regard over this week or so.
Yep.
And past 3 days.
Go play basketball. Go play basketball. Be who you are. Because I do believe this, when Nebraska gets this done, that could open up something big, right? Manage the pressure. We all know that it's been talked about. It's nationally talked about. I know the team's probably not talking about. They're thinking about it, what the win means when they get it done, right? You knock two things off at once. And then we know in life and sports, when you're able to get that off your back, how much more free you can go, right? They just need to approach this one just like that.
Absolutely.
Go play free. Go play Nebraska ball. go get a win.
And did you guys hear what Sam Hoiberg said earlier this week about what he learned from 2 years ago against A&M, talking about we thought we were going to win just because we wanted it more.
Yep.
Doesn't come down to that. I think there are some learning lessons from the glue guy on your team, the leader of your team, Sam Hoiberg, and what it was 2 years ago to go out and get a team that is playing their best basketball on Thursday.
Nothing more for granted.
I mean, I think we've seen a lot from this team. They don't panic. They have that maturity. They have that veteran nature. I'd like to think that the pressure doesn't get to them. Now, you never know till that tip-off goes up in the air and you're actually playing basketball come tomorrow morning. But
the one thing it's going to be comfortable in the arena for them with the surroundings of all the red. It should have that comfort in the arena. 11:40 tomorrow. Be a lot of fun.
Last matchup sort of thing. Their main guy, Victor Valdez. That's who you got to stop. He's 6'7" and he can handle the ball. So how you defend him will be huge on how you stop their offense.
He's their most all-around offensive threat.
Yeah.
And that
he facilitates, he can score,
he can slash, he can
yeah.
Other guys kind of fill roles. I don't have the names off the top of my head. I probably should at this point in the week, but they have a point guard that's much more of a facilitator, not a great defender, but on the offensive end, very comfortable in the pick and roll, very comfortable in that mid-range, like a poor man's Braden Smith kind of. Like comfortable, though he doesn't have the shooting touch that Smith has. They have a shooting guard that's really just a spot-up three-point shooter, can't do much else besides that. They have Valdez, who's kind of their do-it-all. I mean, stands at 6'7". He can shoot, he can slash, he can score from the mid-range, kind of do it all. That power forward, he's much more of like I'm trying to think of a good comparison because he's not going to beat you in the mid-range. He is going to get pick and rolls, get going downhill, get to the rim. He's got a bit of a post-up game, offensive rebound. He loves to grab an offensive rebound, put it back up. And then they have a center that, I mean, mostly just a rebounding threat. Got a little bit of a post game, but kind of gangly is kind of the best way to put it. He's gangly, a little bit uncoordinated, but battles on the inside for rebounds. Like they have a roster that I don't think is the most skilled.
Yep.
Simply put, they play well together. They're well constructed, not the most skilled.
I think there's the X factor as well. And we'll take a break here in a minute. And there's more Nebraska Troy talk, but they haven't played Nebraska in that style yet.
Right.
Those bigger type bodies. And who's going to chase Bryce Sanford around? Will he be able to be held?
I think that's a huge thing.
Will he be able to be held?
Not just for Nebraska, but other teams coming from other conferences.
Yep.
Like UConn, St. John's.
That guy moves all around the board.
They can be more physical compared to the Big East.
Watch that as the game gets going. And those early calls or non-calls. So, all right, let's take a break. Final one of the hour. Come back. Talk disappointment. Thanks, USA. That and a whole lot more when we return.
Yeah. I mean,
Our offense. So.
They didn't get a runner in scoring position between innings 4 and they didn't even have one with the Bryce Harper home run, did they?
Nope.
So they from inning 4 against the Dominican
first.
Republic till the end of the championship game, they didn't get a runner in scoring position.
At one point, I saw that I was going to take the picture of the stat, but I didn't want to do it. Like there was I don't know, their last 80 I don't know what it was. 80 at bats. They had 20 strikeouts.
Yeah,
something like that.
It was pathetic watching it last night. I'm like, you guys are major league players, and these are the at bats you're putting together.
They were really bad at bats.
They were horrible.
Like they didn't have any. Did Venezuela have any tough outs?
No, I don't. They said something on the broadcast about like the last time we had a leadoff base runner on. It was multiple innings, like 5 or 6 innings. And then it was like you get the 2 outs, get somebody on, try and move them over. Doesn't come through.
I know we were all texting last night. Didn't love how the USA managed their bullpen. They did not really love that.
This is all the lineup of pitching, man. I mean, of hitting. That's it. You look at the pitching they did. They were good.
Yeah.
Go back to 20. Was it? No.
Can you believe the USA has only won the World Baseball Classic once?
One time, 2017. I got it up right here. It says that. You know who the MVP was that year? Miguel Garcia this year, Shohei Ohtani last year. You won't get it. Marcus Stroman.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm like, you won't get it, but here it is.
Japan 3-time champion, Dominican once, Venezuela once, United States once.
Oh, I mean, Rodriguez was phenomenal on bump.
And then was it Zerpa?
Mm-hmm.
That dude's nasty.
Yeah, he pitched well.
Excuse me.
He back to back because in the semifinal against Italy, he came in once they took the lead and was nasty, and it was nasty once again last night. Where's he at now? Because he was at the Royals.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Just a couple minutes left. Hang out, you guys. And now on a hump day. Headed to be a beautiful day. Mid-70s, light winds. Take advantage. Get your stuff done today because we know tomorrow and the rest of the week. My kids and I persuaded them to continue to talk to their teachers. Make sure there's a plan for tomorrow.
My roommate's a middle school teacher.
Plan in place.
He's trying to figure out a way to get the auditorium rented out for 2 of his class periods so he can just sit in there and watch the game.
I will tell you, my youngest kid, Tanner, has it planned out because they have a couple of teachers. One, the game will start at middle, with 20 minutes left in one of his classes, which is a teacher that's going to have it on. But he is going to most likely, he said, forego recess and forego lunch and hang out in one of the other teachers' room who said they will be playing it. Nice. He's giving up lunch and recess tomorrow.
Back in high school, I was one of the few kids that had. This is back when it was more rare. It's pretty common now, but unlimited data plans. Whenever everyone used to have a cap on their data plans, I feel like it's kind of gone away from modern phone plans. Anyway, I had unlimited data on my phone.
You were one of the woes.
When I tell you, I had people crowded around my desk on NCAA tournament time because I had it pulled up on my phone and hey, check this game. You
have more friends than you knew you had.
Yeah, exactly. Teachers out there, they're not listening. They're in class right now, but pull up the game.
Come on.
Independent work day, Thursday, Friday.
I don't want to be that parent that calls the school today and go, hey, I think all schools, private, whatever, should be able to wear red tomorrow.
Can you
get them out of the uniforms? I know my kids are that. Get them out of them. Let them go red.
Can you call your kids out of school?
I'm sure you can. They have an appointment.
Yeah, hey, whenever
they need to be gone from 11:30 to 3:00. We'll be back for the very end of school.
When Nebraska played Baylor, the Tim Miles years. I called myself out of school. I just left with my brother and went home and watched the game.
You Ferris Buellered it, huh?
And my dad excused it. He understood.
He got the alert and said, "Yep."
We got to a passing period, and I just met up with my brother.
Nice.
And my brother could drive at the times, and we just dipped on out of school, went back and watched the game. Sometimes in life there are more important things than school.
Yeah. Well,
if you as a parent are like, you know what, I'm barely gonna do anything at work, or I'm gonna take a half day at work and go watch NCAA tournament. Don't your kids deserve the same?
Do. Well, should we maybe send a letter to the United States World Baseball Team that some things are more important and they should act like it? Yeah. USA gets beat yesterday 3-2 in a very underwhelming performance, only managing 3 hits, one of those being a 2-run home run by Bryce Harper.
Which was one of the super clutch play that no one's ever going to talk about.
That could have been one of the most magical if they'd have got it done.
That could have been a career-defining moment for Bryce Harper.
Salute around third base with the flag on his arm.
Pointing to the flag.
Yes, could have been one of those moments, but Venezuela comes back. Leadoff walks. They always score, by the way.
We'll get back into this. We'll get back into this in an hour.
We'll just Yeah, we're gonna go down and we're gonna go back up. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Coming up, more baseball talk. Nebraska, how about midweek action? Taking a big one down there, Wichita State. We'll talk more bracketology and a whole lot more.
Sorry, no, that was me on accident.
Oh, no, we're not out yet.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Wrong hands. Make sure to properly dispose of leftover or expired prescription medications and prevent misuse. Every day is a take-back day in Nebraska. Visit leftovermeds.com to find a pharmacy near you. Properly dispose of leftover medication to prevent accidental poisoning and overdoses. Remember, every day is take-back day. Don't know what to do with your leftovers? Visit leftovermeds.com to find the nearest participating pharmacy. That's leftovermeds.com.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam! The one and only Monster Jam. Packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena May 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com today.
The Legacy Retirement Communities invite you to enjoy the independence, comfort, and peace of mind they offer in their own special way at all of their locations. Connect with others, enjoy fabulous food, educational programs, fitness centers, and more. The Legacy Communities are filled with movers and doers who embrace every stage of life, giving you the opportunity to live each day enriched and grateful. For a tour, call 402-436-3000 or visit legacyretirement.com.
Whoa, boss, how did that happen? Mind your business. I mean, how did a forklift make a shish kebab out of our company truck?
I said, mind your business, Billy. That's why we have auto owners. We worked with an independent agent to customize our policies. So when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered. Because unlike you, minding our business is their business.
Oh, that's simple human sense.
Ask Forsyth Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you. Go to forsyth-ins.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3. Lincoln.
From ABC News, Sherry Preston. The Senate Homeland Security Committee holding the first nomination hearings for Markwayne Mullin, who President Trump has tasked to take over DHS from Kristi Noem. ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more.
The hearing featured Republican Committee Chairman Rand Paul pointing to what the nominee said about him last month.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted.
Paul was beaten by a neighbor in 2017. And Markwayne Mullin didn't deny what he said.
I can understand why the neighbor did what he did.
Mullin didn't apologize, but he vowed to secure the homeland if confirmed.
Let me earn your respect.
Paul didn't appear to be persuaded, saying Mullin has anger issues and warning it could set a bad example for ICE and the Border Patrol. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Also on Capitol Hill right now, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, also the heads of the FBI and the CIA on the war. President Trump issuing a 60-day waiver from the century-old Jones Act, a shipping rule change that could lower costs for oil as the war drives up prices. The Treasury Department easing sanctions on Venezuela's state-owned oil and gas companies as well as the Strait of Hormuz remains blocked by Iran.
The strait, which is a critical trade route for the world's energy supply, has been closed for 18 days, causing turmoil for global markets, sending the price of oil skyrocketing. President Trump lashed out at NATO members who were not consulted before the conflict began for not helping to reopen the strait. They insist it's not NATO's war.
ABC's James Longman in Iraq. The WNBA Players Union and the league settling on a new collective bargaining agreement, sources telling ESPN.
The agreement will likely tie player salaries to league revenue growth, and we should see salaries for some star players above $1 million per year for the first time in league history, and average salaries should be above $500,000 per year.
That's ABC's Will Reeve. The Dow is down 430 points. This is ABC News.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and we made it through dry January. But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Yup, more energy and the peace of mind knowing we can enjoy the good things in life while giving our liver the love it needs.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans. And now Active Liver is available at your local GM.
An early morning apartment fire close to downtown Lincoln. Good morning. I'm Jeff Modes. 49 degrees at KFOR. Some details have been released by Lincoln Fire and Rescue regarding a 2-alarm fire shortly after 3:30 this morning at an apartment building east of 13th and F. According to LFR, the building was condemned, meaning no one can live there. The fire was on one of the upper level units and fully involved. No reports of injuries. No word yet on a cause. In western Nebraska, firefighters there are still battling wildfires and been burning since last Thursday. The Morrill County fire has burned over 600,000 acres of land and is 18% contained. The now more than 131,000-acre Cottonwood fire in Lincoln and Dawson counties is 40% contained as of 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Lincoln police arrested a 40-year-old Lincoln woman for allegedly stealing about $70,000 from a business where she worked as a manager. Christina Irvin is facing a charge of theft by deception of more than $5,000. She appeared in Lancaster County Court Tuesday. According to an affidavit from LPD, the president of an engineering firm reported to investigators that Irvin was using her company credit card for personal expenses. Between March 2023 and November 2025, Irvin's company card had 180 personal charges worth more than $15,000. If you go to LincolnAirport.com, you can compare driving distance, total travel time, parking costs, and estimated fare differences between L&K and other airports. It's called Fly My Airport and features an easier way to compare options and book flights directly from Lincoln. It also includes a cost calculator.
We made some tweaks to it, but that is something additional we added to the website. So now people can actually see the true cost of flying out of Lincoln compared to Omaha, compared to Kansas City, and you can do that all right from our website.
Lincoln Airport Air Service Development and Marketing Director Rachel Barth tells KFOR News the goal is to provide a simple, transparent way for travelers to compare choices and why L&K can save both time and money. Sunshine today and a high of 74. I'm Jeff Modes, KFOR News.
Hi, this is Jeff Mall with Visit Lincoln. On the heels of the last couple weeks of Nebraska State High School basketball tournaments in Lincoln, we continue to host other high school students and their schools over the next several weeks. The DECA Conference returns this weekend. FFA in their familiar jackets occurs March 25th through the 27th, and FCCLA March 20th to 31st. Once it's all said and done, we will have hosted over 9,000 students in addition to their school support staff and families. Our team is incredibly fortunate to participate in and support these conferences as they are key components of our tourism economy for several sectors of business. We're also very appreciative of the relationship and once again welcome these events to Lincoln, knowing that this is an incredible opportunity to show our unique brand of hospitality and to entice new students to Lincoln after graduation, as well as develop new community leaders, business owners, and homeowners of tomorrow. I'm proud of tourism in our community, and it's one more thing I enjoy about life in Lincoln.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us today. What a beautiful day. Like I said earlier, just a beautiful day. Roll the windows down. Get all your tasks done. Mark off the list. Because tomorrow, all hands on deck. Nebraska headed down there. The tournament tips off around what did we say? It's 11. What was that first game we talked yesterday? 11:15. Who was that game? It was a good one. Ohio State. Yeah. Which, I was talking about this earlier.
Give me the team with the better guard play. Bruce Thornton. Give me Ohio State.
Yes.
We'll see. It's those 8-9s are toss-ups, but whenever it comes to winning time, last 3 minutes of that game, give me the team with the better guard play. Give me Bruce Thornton. Give me Ohio State.
You know what else you can give me? It's Nebraska baseball in a midweek clash with the Shockers down in Wichita State, and give me some Katsky back on the mound again.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Nails. In a potent lineup.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday. That's a potent lineup. But we thought
Wichita State, they haven't played great teams this year, but they've put up some just mind-numbing numbers on the offensive side. It was opening weekend against Northern Colorado. They put up 43 runs or something like that.
One game was what?
30-1, 27-1 results both in 7 innings this year because the run rule. Again, bad opposition, but they have some dangerous bats. Cooper Katsky shut him down. Just absolutely stifled him.
He was nails yesterday when you look at that beautiful stat line, and it just keeps continuing to beg the question, where does he end up as you continue to progress through your season, getting into the weekend rotation against the Big Ten opponents? You look at it, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 104 strikeouts. Give up the 1 home run. That's the only run Wichita State was able to get across. And your bullpen was really good yesterday, too, with some different ones coming out of there, each getting an inning or so apiece, helping you shut it down. Bats got going just a little bit yesterday, formed 8 runs on 13 hits for Nebraska. That's a big one. Optically, you and I were talking about yesterday what that would mean.
Well, Wichita State's a power. They've had a great start to their season against lesser opposition. This is a chance for them to prove themselves against a Power 4 team. I know it's a Big Ten team still, but Power 4 team and a team that's been hot. Nebraska's kept it rolling.
Most of the top of your lineup did it yesterday for you. Had Moyer with 2 hits. Jet Buck continued to stay hot with 2 more hits and 2 RBIs. Case Sanderson, phenomenal day yesterday. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs in his day. Nunez came on to pinch it, get a big hit in the game.
And it's, I know in March you're not sitting back thinking of postseason play, but these are the types of games like, if Nebraska wants to be a team that can host a regional, which we've talked about, that's been the goal for this baseball team since Will Bolt showed up. They want to be a team that hosts a regional. You see the value of a team like Arkansas that got to host a regional. Oklahoma State playing in their home ballpark. I know Florida ended up winning that regional, but they were putting up huge runs. Florida had to put their best foot forward, and they ended up being a College World Series team. There is value in hosting your own regional. And in order to do that in a conference like the Big Ten, you got to take care of business in almost all your midweek games, and then you got to take care of business on the weekends, and you can't afford to drop more than 1 weekend series throughout a Big Ten year, especially given Nebraska, like they're not playing UCLA, who looks College World Series good. Like your margin for error is very, very slim. You need games like last night. You need winning streaks. You need to have an impressive record next to your name whenever the selection committee is making their decisions for regionals. Mm-hmm. That's what it takes coming out of the Big Ten. But what I've seen from Nebraska the last couple weeks shows me they can have a very impressive record next to their name with a couple good wins under their belt in the early season. But you just got to keep on stacking wins. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. But what I've seen from this team the last couple weeks is that they are going to continue stacking wins. The one place that I still have some concerns is the bullpen.
Yep.
But guys have, I think, started to settle into their roles out of the bullpen. You've kind of pared down who you're turning to out of the bullpen, and you can get a chance to get more guys opportunities and more guys confidence in midweek games, such as last night and hopefully tonight as well.
They'll go back at it today down there 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, this afternoon.
A lot of folks maybe are making their way down, making a pit stop at 2 o'clock to watch him. Price Bender to the bump. I don't know. I've not seen that Wichita State has talked about a starter yet.
And this is a game I talked about getting guys opportunities. This is a bullpen game. And this is
for Nebraska.
I mean, you're hoping to get what? 2 and change, 3 innings out of Bender.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good performance from him. And then turn it over. It's a chance to get more guys opportunities out of the pen. So bats will need to be there. I think it's not gonna be a hold Wichita State's bats to 1-run type of game tonight.
No, you look at Pinder, by the way, hosting a little over 5. He's got 8 2/3 innings so far. Team's only hitting 242 against him, but you're right. Is it 2 or 3? 3 is going to be the bonus inning if you get to 3 innings with Price. And then how do you stack it up 1-1-1 or somewhere in the mix of that? You'll be playing a lot of bullpen and a lot of situational type appearances for guys as you are preparing yourself to go on the road. Right after this weekend, you'll be up in Ann Arbor,
Michigan, yeah,
which is Big Ten weekend, stacking Big Ten weekends coming up, and that's where I start thinking about those weekends. And again, where does Cooper Kautsky end up at? Because those Sundays typically can turn into, do you lose the series or do you win the series, and who's on the bump to do it for you?
Yeah. I don't want to be too premature with this, but this team does feel like, from a top to bottom nature, the closest we've seen to that team that pushed Arkansas to the brink in the regional. I think that team potentially, I mean, it's hard. Schwellenbach was such a difference maker for that team with what he did both at the plate and on the bump.
Just a dude.
I mean, whenever you needed him to get you 4 innings down in Fayetteville, he went and got you 4 just nails innings. Like, you don't have that type of guy, but you have the same type of pop and danger in the lineup for any opposing team. You have the same kind of starting pitching. This is the closest we felt to that team, and I think they're only getting better.
So they're going to be back at it 2 o'clock today. Maybe they'll get a nice little 2-game, keep the streak rolling, because they're up to 10 straight now. Get that one and get rolling into Michigan. Let's go back to the World Baseball Classic just a little bit before we wrap up the baseball side. I'm trying to think how to approach this, what this feels like for the optics of the United States of America. Again, how many years we've done this or whatever. It's 1 win for say Nebraska, but one win for the USA, where Japan's got it 3 times.
Dominicans got it once. USA's got it once, and Venezuela's got it once now.
It's an interesting view of the way one. I wonder how the team, and Bryce Harper said it's not the Olympics, how they view this classic, how they approach it. Because Venezuela and those other countries, you could tell it. This meant a lot.
There's emotion behind it.
There was everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the USA continues to be paper champions in these types of affairs.
I tweeted about this last night, and you can never get across your full views in one little tweet. But I said I don't have I don't have it word for word, but I essentially said I'm not surprised that the one country that has turned their youth baseball into a pay-for-play business has allowed other countries to catch up with them. Mm-hmm. They're not the dominant force they used to be. I still think the USA is great talent, but the rest of the world is caught up, and I think it's because partially, I don't think our youth baseball system right now is great in developing the best players and allowing the best potential athletes to come and play baseball. That's the bigger thing here. It's like, I think guys get developed okay at the youth baseball level. I think you do have issues with families that pay way too much money and get subpar coaching for their youth players, and they're sending thousands of dollars away. I think one of the bigger issues here is in other countries, I mean, their systems also aren't perfect because it turns into as opposed to players paying a whole bunch of money, is they're kind of getting extorted for their talents, and people are making money in different ways off of them. But at least it allows people from every type of socioeconomic background to go and play baseball in other countries. You don't need to be a family that's got money behind them just to be good at baseball. I think that's one of the issues with baseball in this country, is there is such a a monetary investment that needs to be made for kids to get good at baseball. Whereas in other countries like Japan, you're a good baseball player. First off, there's a great high school baseball scene over there, but then you have all these clubs that are taking youth players and developing kind of like a soccer system where they're coming and they're living in dorms, and yeah, you're kind of taking advantage of the youth players, but at least it's not you got to spend $10,000 this year on your summer travel baseball team if you want to be good. Like, we're going to travel all around, we're going to play the best talent. Well, it's not like that in Japan.
No,
in Japan, there's no financial barriers for guys to get into baseball. I just think you are missing out on baseball talent in this country because of how the youth baseball system is set up. And people can play basketball for relatively cheaply compared to baseball. You can play football for relatively cheaply. You can play soccer for relatively cheaply compared to baseball. Baseball has such a huge financial barrier for a lot of families to get into, no matter how good their kid is.
And Hooks, I think you were alluding to the point of how much does this team care compared to other countries.
It's a passionate base of the approach, right? I think back, and it's like the emotions watching all these different teams play, where America seemed to me approach it like, well, we got another game, we're here, and then it wasn't played right until it was you're down and you're desperate. Where you look at a lot of these teams, all the other ones, I would say all the other teams there, whether it be in Italy or Venezuela, the winner, Dominican, the emotion, the passion behind every out, every strike. And that's the way, and not just this, but like you're hoping your kids do that type of stuff. The passion, the caring, the emotion behind it. And I'm not saying the antics of bat flipping and all that, but like it just meant something, right? I kept thinking back as I'm watching it going, this eerily feels like watching the Ryder Cup again from an American standpoint. Well, it just felt like that you were missing something of the game. I mean, you got the best of the best in that lineup. Aaron Judge continued to be Judge. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Yikes. The number of selfish at bats, I would call them. I don't remember Italy having a tough out in the game.
Venezuela.
Venezuela having a tough having a tough out. The little lazy pop flies, the dribblers. It just, again, like you said, they went from how far back without a runner in scoring position? There was at one point, there was like 80 something at bats, and we struck out 20 times. But that is American baseball, and that's another problem with it. Home runs and strikeouts.
Yep.
We we give the money to ones that hit 240, 55 home runs, 100 RBIs, but they strike out 200 times a year.
Chicks dig the long ball. I will also say Team USA said a lot of the right things in the knockout stages, but they didn't play like it. Like you had Aaron Judge getting up there and saying, well, the World Baseball Classic, it's got more pressure. It means more than a World Series. Did you play like that?
No.
I didn't see it.
He did. His stats in the postseason were exactly like this.
Yeah. Yep. Classic Aaron Judge.
Regular season champ.
Regular season merchant.
Right?
As
MVP, regular season.
As a Red Sox fan, I mean, it makes me happy seeing Aaron Judge do that because people are kind of awake to it now. But also, like, it's Team USA. I'm rooting for Team USA. I find myself cheering for Aaron Judge. I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
well, you do that. That's the passionate fan base of your country, right?
Like, you're the captain. You are the guy who, like, people on this team look at you and they're like waiting for you to spark something, and you just go up there and put up a donut. Like,
yeah. How many times do you think that last night with whether who got to the play, you're like, oh, this is where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even it was up and down the lineup.
Well, we all knew
Bobby Witt.
We all knew with 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, it's not going to be Roman Anthony.
No.
Or anything. Who's this scrub?
All right.
But you're waiting on you're just waiting like, oh, this is just going to be just fine. We're going to get to their bullpen and then watch out. We would get runners on with 2 outs.
Yep.
And again, there's not. It's the point of like you can't. Pitchers are dumb. Lead off walks in the most crucial part. And then we don't play the game correctly and don't really hold them on. He gets a great jump and they still suck. And you're like, ball game. When that happened, I'm like, that's over.
Well, I was at the bowling alley last night. We had the game on TV. In that 8th inning, when the leadoff walk, I looked at my dad and went, here we go. Leadoff walks one of the worst things in baseball.
No, you can look at the percent. Our motto is leadoff walks always score. 2-out walks, same thing. Those are the worst. They are absolutely the worst things. You want to make a pitching coach mad? Leadoff walks, 2-out walks, 2-strike hits, or 0-2 hits.
And who was calling the game last night? It was, I'm not sure who the announcer was, but
audio wasn't on for. Was it Vasgersian?
I think it was Vasgersian, but they switched to Mark DeRosa, and they had him on the camera, and they said he looks nervous, and then Vasgersian said he's managed like it, and I think that puts it in the best words possible, because I think the way that the game was managed was very poorly. I didn't agree with the decision to go to Garrett Whitlock when you had Mason Miller out of the pen available. Sitting Gunnar Henderson. I know his numbers against Rodriguez were not great, but he's played out of his mind in the World Baseball Classic. There was a lot of things that I just did not agree with.
Surprised? I was surprised at some of the movement, and I was yelling about it last night. And I don't know the situation. When they went to the bullpen, in the moment where Will Smith was at the plate, I'm yelling, "Why not pinch hit Cal Raleigh?"
Yeah.
With the matchup, righty lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a moment where you're like, all right, I think you missed an opportunity to have a plus matchup. Things like that. Like Will Smith was there, and like, not that Will Smith's a bad player. He's won a lot of rings, but it's disappointing. It'd be interesting to see what they do going forward. The injury part, some of this, I wonder how it affects some of these guys' regular seasons.
If it like bleeds into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge is going to carry that baggage into the playoffs one more time. So,
as a quick aside here, this is a complete random note, but I actually didn't realize until this tournament that Roman Anthony was American. He's kind of got one of those names that kind of has a Latin feel to it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you say it the right way, Roman Anthony.
Or
That's a
Italian sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Like if you just pronounce it right, you go, that guy's got a little Spanish flair to him.
Well, if you look at like the
Roman Anthony.
If you look at like the, what do you want to call it? The requirements or the prerequisites for like playing for a certain country, there's huge loopholes on like who can play for who. So like Austin Wells is playing for the Dominican team, and it's like there's somebody in his family that's Dominican, and they're like, okay, yeah, you can play for that team. So it's not directly related.
Disappointed, but moving on. Here we go. I just looked in the chat. At least one Wilson showed up to the show. Hi, Mags. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mags. Hope all is well. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to jump into a little topic. You want to set the tone? What are we talking about? This tweet you sent me.
Oh, wait. No, I gotta pull it up here.
It isn't interesting. It's the top. How many? It's like the top.
It's the top
first round.
The top NBA draft prospects.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a rare circumstance with how many of them are in the tournament and where they're seated at.
I'm hitting it and I can't get it to come up. Is yours coming up?
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to go.
We'll get it.
We're going to look at the top draft prospects in the NBA coming up in the next season, where their teams are in the tournament, if they're playing or not. Let's talk about that and a whole lot more when we return. When I click it, it just says
unable to connect.
Oh, there it goes. We're back.
Okay.
Did you send that? Why did you have this?
I did not.
I'm going to send it over to him. It's so interesting.
I have it pulled up here from ESPN as well.
You have it on the
I don't have the. Well, I can mix and match with the seed line, but I know most of the seeds at this point in time.
I have it now. 1, 4, 6. Injured. Yay.
6 seed, 4 seed,
4, 6,
6.
3, 6, 6, 2, 4, 1, 1, 1. It's amazing where they're seated at. All right, there we go. This is moving so fast today. Excuse me. Oh. Zip. Blub, blub. Let's check this. Oh, man. I know I did that. The bag. Quit sending me this. I'll never buy this. Big Tiger Woods fan. They just like get these emails from that Sunday Red Day. It's good stuff. Except their golf bags on there. There's those vessel golf bags. You ever seen those vessels? They're selling like you can get them. I don't know. They're expensive, but like on the Tiger Woods side, they're like $800. Like why? There was boy. I watched that last night too. That was on.
TGL.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's no. I'm not following golf while March Madness.
I saw highlights.
Oh, March Madness.
It was on.
Watching.
It was on Sportsnet this morning. Oh, what's going on? Anything over there?
Huh?
I saw you looking.
I'm just seeing Tim Bub's in there cleaning off a computer screen with Windex.
I smell it. Tim Bob.
Here we go.
With these allergies.
Well, welcome back in the morning hookup. Oh my gosh. Set the scene. Right from our studio, you can look through a window and there's a conference room, double doors. Tim Bob Kitchener, who've heard on KFOR, went to high school games. He's pulling the My Big Fat Greek Wedding moment where Windex cleans everything. He only has a full Windex bottle with paper towels in his computer screen.
And I cannot believe how many likes these go. Like
you know, Bob.
We've been talking about this for what? Like we saw like 45
Yeah.
seconds. But he just finished. Like, one paper towel just wiping away. It is incredible stuff. He's coming. We got him. He's coming.
Hey, we're on the air, but we were just play by play. How much was that your My Big Fat Greek Wedding moment with the Windex? You ever seen the movie My Big? You were like
Windex with your computer over there?
Yeah, we were watching. How many does it take?
Like it was. I was just seeing how much wiping was going on over there, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I smelled it in here. I thought you were downstairs and you were spraying in the filters too.
How does it look now?
Yeah, you good?
I was just impressed by like a lot of people will take it and go like a spray of the Windex on there and wipe it off for like 5 seconds. No, you were going over that thing like.
Well, I leaned it back and got a good view of it and saw.
This must be a big time client. Get her done.
They're all big time clients.
Good answer.
Get her done.
Good answer.
That's Tim Bobber. You've heard that voice on KFR before, so.
Hey, I got to call the state championship game.
Yes, you did.
I called one of those before. That was awesome.
How about those Silverhawks?
How about them Silverhawks?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Tim Bob right there. Wasting Windex and paper towels at a high rate.
No, the thing, he only used one paper towel, it looked like. He was just really going in, which I respect.
I just don't know if the Windex is an approved screen cleaner for laptops.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's good on glass. Can
think
clean
so.
anything.
But there's probably better
there's
screen cleaners.
Yeah.
but-
This might explain some things about me personally. You know how sometimes like pregnant women get some weird
You
cravings?
better be careful what you're saying here.
My lovely mother, she craved the smell of Windex and dirt roads.
What?
Yeah, she like would
Go out on the dirt road and roll the windows down
yeah.
and just go.
Yeah, so that was one. And the other one was she apparently the entire time she was pregnant with me, she just like kept on cleaning the windows because of how much she like loved the smell of Windex.
I don't mind the smell of Windex. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the
can get
sign
down
of
with
clean. The smell of clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Whatever that is. of clean laundry, clean like with wind. What I love it all. Pledge.
Oh yeah.
And dusting.
The last one, my mom was also like pretty much a vegetarian most of her life. Very rarely ate meat. She when she was pregnant with me, apparently she just hammered cheeseburgers. Which I think I picked that
Time
one
out.
up.
That's Can we put your 9th grade picture back up?
I've been known to hammer a cheeseburger 10 in my day.
That's okay. Okay, we're welcome back in.
Love a good
Thanks
cheeseburger.
for hanging
Come
out
on.
with us.
If you don't love a cheeseburger, you're un-American.
Elijah, you sent this to us. This is interesting. So it's out there. It's the top. We have the top 15 picks in the draft, from what I can see, and their seeding, where their teams are, where they're sitting. I think this is really interesting. On when you look at this in this list, there's not a team seeded with these guys below 6 in the entire tournament. Oh, no, one's out.
Washington, right?
Yes. One is out.
Yes.
But you look in the top side of this, and they've got them into the tiers. Tier 1, which is the top 3 that we've thrown out there, and then there's the rest. So you got one of those that's out, one injured.
It's you might have to go. It's still not loading for me.
Okay. Well, it's interesting about the most dynamic guys and how what they mean to their respected teams and their roles. A lot of these guys, by the way, if you look at those top guys in the top 10 or so, the number of All-Americans this year. And by the way, I also point out their ages, their class where they're at. It doesn't say, but I think there's like the top 7 for sure, all freshmen on this list will go down. Cam Boozer, obviously projected number 1. We know where Duke stands. They're number 1 in the mix there. Darren Peterson now number 2 on this list. They're a 4 seed. AJ DeBonsa, number 3. They're sitting at the 6 seed at BYU, and that's probably a lot of him.
I think
getting there. So those are your top 3 guys.
And I think like none of those guys are consensus in that spot. Like they're all interchangeable, and they could very well move around.
Those guys at the top, and I've always said this about any kind of draft, it just depends on the team that's drafting number 1. Who goes number 1?
Yeah.
Right, and all the assessments. And then you look past that. And again, I'd say there's still a couple more in that mix. You got Caleb Wilson at 4, freshman. You got Kingston Fleming, point guard, Houston. They're a 2 seed. Acuff, boy, he might be the best. He might be the best player in the country.
Does he not have a little like Anthony Edwards?
Oh,
yeah,
he plays exactly like
exactly. Arkansas shouldn't have a 4 seed. How about Keaton Wagler at Illinois? They're a 3 seed. Mikael Brown Jr., a Louisville team at 6. Nate Ament at a 6 seed.
Unfortunately, this is the first guy who's not in the tournament. Is the 10th best prospect. Not going to be in it. Haynes Steinbach, not going to be in it. But then you have Mullins from UConn, or 2 seed. Yaxel Lindenborg, who I think should be better than the 13th overall prospect. Michigan, 1 seed. I mean, like, it's just top to bottom. The top draft prospects are all
6 seed or better
for the most part. 6 seed or better than the
except
tournament.
for the guy, you got throw Carolina in there. They're a 6 seed, but he's out. The only one that was not is the number 10 projected player, and they're out. Other than that, 6 seed or higher for the top 15 projected guys in the draft.
I mean, if you go through ESPN's list of the top available prospects, which I know you have less. I feel like a couple years ago, there was a big trend, guys going off to the G League, and now with NIL and college basketball, you have a lot more guys going at least 1 and done, if not a couple years and done. But we'll go through the list. I know we've kind of done it, but just teams that have the top available draft prospects. Kansas in the tournament, BYU in the tournament, Duke in the tournament, North Carolina in the tournament, Houston, Illinois, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisville, all in the tournament. Those are the top 9 prospects. You have Kareem Lopez, who's overseas, not on a team. But then Florida, Michigan, Washington, not in the tournament. But then UConn, Houston, Arizona, Kentucky, Texas Tech, Duke, Alabama, Iowa. All teams, the 21 of the top 22 guys, according to ESPN's top draft prospects, you'll get to see in March Madness. How often do you get to say that?
You don't. And I go back that and plus again, does it have on there, like, look at the number of young kids that have been an integral part of their teams to get them to that level. There's so many young guys. Like, I think what is they're projecting is it the top 6 to 8 picks, freshmen?
Yeah.
In this year's draft.
Yeah.
This class, when you look at it, and again, we like to do this, right? We like to project this class in the way it looks has a chance to be a really, really strong draft class of talent that'll come out this year. I'm also in a
$1 million question.
Don't believe they're all going out. They're not coming back.
Did the basketball gods punish the Washington Wizards for letting Bam Adebayo drop 80-plus points on them? Are they going to get the first overall pick, or do the basketball gods punish them in the lottery? Or actually, more correctly, does Adam Silver punish them in the lottery? Because I'm starting to believe those conspiracy theories with the lottery. Like, and also at the top, what is great is I don't think you can go wrong with your top 5 picks in this year's draft.
Yeah.
No.
Darren Peterson, I know it's been a little weird, but like that dude's a ball player. Debonsa, ball player. Like he kind of reminds you of like once he comes into his own, like a Paul George type. Man, Tracy McGrady. Kind of reminds you like a Tracy McGrady type. Boozer, I mean, you got the family lineage, but he's a low down low.
Boozer,
I think
he's an interesting play for me, not because he's from. I look at these other guys you're talking about, the levels they can score at, getting their bucket at any time they want. You look at those guys like that there's a lot of dynamic athletic dudes in that draft class. He is one that is going to be a working man's player type guy, if that makes sense. When you look at Peterson can do it at all levels. You got Acuff can do it all levels. Wilson do it all levels. DeBance at all levels.
Who's the guy he plays for the Magic?
Banchero?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of what I think. I think Boozer can come into his own from a scoring element and kind of play like him.
Yep.
Personally. But I mean, Caleb Williams, Wagler, Acuff, like
those are all similar type athletes.
Yeah.
They get buckets.
If you end up with a top 8 pick in this year's draft, you might not get a future MVP, which I think you have with a Debonsa or a Darren Peterson type. But I think tons of very, very safe picks where it's all right. This guy is going to be a great player for you. Got good all-star potential, but if not, he'll be playing the league for 10 years.
I would argue not even just the top 8. If you go further down this list, like Thomas Haug from Florida, incredible player. Steinbach is going to be good in the NBA. Christian Anderson from Texas Tech.
Well, I look at
Yaxel Lindenborg.
I look at Yaxel Lindenborg in any other draft class. He's probably going top 6.
They have him projected like 15th. In draft.
And this is one of the reasons. This, as an aside, one of the reasons with this draft class where I think you might have a better chance than another year to be able to keep Price Sanford around in Lincoln.
Yep. I looked at this and I was just kind of going down mock drafts. I mean, there's other guys out there that was a name we haven't even mentioned that didn't even make this list, like a Koa Pete. What is he doing? But again, these mock drafts, they have him all the way down to let's call it the first upperclassman projected to get drafted. And then just simple, it's Lindenberg. He's projected right now at 15 as the first upperclassman. Everything else is freshman, sophomore, and there's only one. By the way, class-wise, again, there's a couple of international kids that are on this list as well. But from the first projected 11 picks are freshmen.
That's crazy.
And I wonder how many of those guys that could be lottery picks because of how deep this class is. Say it could be the 11th overall pick this year, but if I come back for one more year, I could be a top 3 pick next year.
I will say this. I think in the world of like that, again, I think a lot of these guys are coming out, but this is where NIL can do some good things with bringing kids back and in strengthening their game, their projections, but also strengthen the college game in that aspect. So many bad decisions are made going forward. I look, again, going back to the Carolina run, when an RJ Davis not project. He made the decision to come back for a 5th year, got paid, and that was it. He's in the G League. But again, Price Sanford. You look at that. I mean, not that he's not talented. He's going to play in the league. All right. I'm saying Price is going to play in the league. It's just when and what year does he decide to make that jump? From NIL could keep him around. There's uber talented guys in this thing this year.
It's a great draft class.
It's a great draft class.
If only the NBA product were a little more watchable.
It is not.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. I did just see that.
Can I say? I think if Stern was still the commissioner, the NBA product would be a lot more watchable right now. What's the best way to put it? Adam Silver has allowed. He thinks star power makes the NBA what it is, not watchable basketball. I mean, he said it before. He said the NBA is not a full game sport anymore. He thinks it's a highlight sport. People are shooting for the highlights. There's your problem.
Yep.
You're caring more about stars being able to make highlights and put up incredible stat lines that make people on social media go, ooh, as opposed to actually making a sport that is watchable and fun.
It could be really good. Washington does not hold the worst record in the league anymore either.
Is it Sacramento?
Oh, no.
Is it Utah? No, Utah's been all right.
Sacramento has 18 wins. Washington has 16 wins. Brooklyn has 17 wins. There's one team that has 15 wins in the league this year.
Indiana.
Yes, they're 15 and 54.
Well, that's kind of the plan for them this year.
That is the plan for them.
They're going to Oklahoma City in sorts. And just
I think a team that's kind of hitting the lottery a little bit is your Celtics.
Yeah.
Playing so well and then getting Tatum back at the time they got him back, because I think we talked about that team being like, all right, they're going to like get through it somehow, but they're only 4 games out of the lead.
Yeah.
In the East.
Everybody thought they were just going to take the year off, and they kind of said, screw that. And Jaylen Brown took over, and a lot of guys stepped up into some good roles.
But again, I think going back to this conversation, loaded draft class, don't miss the opportunity. I know you're going to watch a lot of March Madness games. Maybe have that list with you and go, man, this is part of the one, it will be a great draft class. Now, we don't know what their NBA projections up being their careers, but watch the greatness of great talent in this. And you're getting them based on their seeds. You're going to get primetime action with these guys. They're all top 6 seeds guys.
Yep.
They're getting primetime games.
Thank you. You don't say this much. Thank you, NIL.
Yeah.
And this is what NIL has provided us. And this is why last year, I mean, once you get Sweet 16, Elite 8, things have been chalkier. It's because the teams at the top are able to actually keep the true NBA talent that it felt like for a decade was either going one and done or going off to the G League or what have you. These top teams now that can afford to pay it are actually able to go get that top talent, develop them the right way. Sometimes not even keep them around for 1 year, keep them around for 2-3 years. You get a lot of great talent in college basketball right now.
Some breaking news.
Whoa.
One of those freshmen that is a draft prospect plays for Louisville.
Mikael
Brown Jr. will not be available for their first game against South Florida.
After this conversation, that is such convenient timing.
That's bad for Louisville because that South Florida team is good.
Yeah. Yep.
FloodX 10 says, I don't know. And again, I don't know if Boozer is a pro all-star. It seems like a 6-man to me, role player on a good team. I don't know. He's one that just the NBA game. I don't know if it's who he is. He will be a good pro. I'll give him that. Can he shoot the 3 like he shoots it now? I don't know. Who knows? All right, let's take our final break of the hour and of the show, and we'll come back and do stories that we missed. You feel like he'll have that same kind of career that his dad had. Let's see. Boy, I can't believe he's out. What did he do? They say why he's out?
I think it's the same injury that he's been having back spasms or something.
Hmm.
It's been a nagging back injury, apparently.
Too bad. Not a first round game you want to be out for.
No, South Florida is dangerous.
Oof.
I'll give you all a spoiler. They're in my bracket.
Well, that's an interesting stat. Hubert Davis is at the podium right now talking about VCU. And again, he said, they asked about what the game was going to be like. He said, fast pace, like to get up and down. Their average possession length is about 16 seconds.
Wow.
VCU. You want offense? Here you go. Oh, that's a fun fact. You know who the manager was? I just saw I came across this. Who the manager was when the United States won the World Baseball Classic?
Joe Torre?
No. Jim Leland.
Really?
Oh, my.
That's what it just said. Wash it, but I also said that head Troy said that Theo Sang will play, barring any setbacks. Hasn't played since Valentine's Day.
What's going on with that Alabama dude? That's a 2-point.
Oh boy,
you guys
been removed.
Okay, did you guys find it interesting? I saw somebody tweet about this last night.
It was 0.1 less than a felony. Yeah.
Yeah, police are doing him a favor there.
The stories we miss. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup. 2 moments left hanging out with us on a beautiful Wednesday. Hey, also don't forget, we've been talking a lot of Nebraska men's game coming up. Hey, your women, they get it started tonight. They're out in Durham. ESPN 2, I believe. 6 o'clock, taking on Richmond. Rich what? Nebraska. See, you get the reference?
Oh, yeah.
Coach Carter? Movie Coach Carter?
Yeah, I don't.
Rich what?
Richmond.
Yeah, see?
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I am busting out a movie deal and nobody knows. That, like, see?
That's a great movie.
I've seen the movie.
I've seen that movie hundreds of times. So
I can't believe we don't remember that part.
Rich what?
Hot take.
Rich what? Rich mom.
Hot take. Coach Carter not as good as Glory Road.
Oh. Ooh.
I'm just gonna look for a story that Nebraska women's hoops tonight.
Can we agree? Not as good as Hoosiers.
Yes,
that's 3 basketball movies that all have the same feel.
Hard to beat Hoosiers.
I mean, it's all sports movies kind of have that same underdog feel where the great coach bands them all together despite their differences. And
hard to beat Hoosiers. Yeah. Again, Nebraska women's hoop tonight. They'll start their journey in the 11 versus 11 game against Richmond, 6 o'clock. That'll be on ESPN 2. So something to do tonight. Oh, golly, sorry, Nebraska. You got to play there. Yuck. Didn't know they were playing in that place.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron Indoor.
Yuck. Congrats. Go get them.
So that women's team struggled down the stretch. We'll see if they can kind of.
I'm hoping the best for them is I think that's an 11-11 play-in type play-in game, and they will get the opportunity, I believe, to play Baylor in the next round, number 6 seeded Baylor in that one. What else you got out there? Have you come off your trade deal yesterday yet? You okay with Waddle? You good? You've come down?
Oh, I'm great. That's a beautiful deal for the Broncos.
And I think it's pretty confusing for Miami to go get Malik Willis and then
I was talking through this. So they went and got Halfley from the Packers. they go and get the Packers quarterback in Malik Willis, who was good, not great. To me, it's a team that's saying we want a leader, a culture setter that can kind of carry our team through some horrible years and then be a good backup to maybe a Arch Manning. To me, it's kind of you go and pay the guy that can go be a culture setter that can help you bring that culture from the Packers to the Dolphins while understanding, hey, we'll take care of you while you go 2-15. That to me is now the feel. I was also a little confused. I'm like, why don't you roll with Quinn Ewers? Then you think about the culture. Not many people talk about culture behind the scenes in the NFL. I think that's a culture get to be a leader from the top that can go and be happy as a backup, can go and mentor a future quarterback that you're probably going to draft, and then can be a guy that keeps the culture and the morale of the team decent through some bad years. So I guess I get it. Let it be known, though, on the Broncos side of things, people are like, oh, yeah, you're going to give up a first-round pick. Not all first-round picks are made the same. Jalen Waddle is better than anyone the Broncos were going to get at number 30, especially in this year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a deep first-round class of talent. Once you get past like pick 20, it feels like a lot of second-round type talents. Better than anyone you could have gotten. You move back like 10 spots with that third round. You give up the third, but you get there fourth, and you move back like 10 spots, and you give up a fourth. It's essentially a first and a fourth for Waddle, and you move back 10 spots, which is minor. Listen, I love it. The Dolphins already paid $27 million of Waddle's salary for next year, so the Broncos are only paying him $4 million. It makes a lot of sense. I'm happy with the deal.
We were talking earlier about how the game winner in Texas NC State could have been a technical.
Yeah.
Did you guys see why Alex Caruso got teed up last night?
I saw this. I didn't read about it, but I saw he got teed up. What was that?
His shoe came off, and he attempted to block a shot with his shoe. Well, he didn't attempt. He did block a layup with his shoe.
It hit the shoe?
Like, he had his shoe in his hand.
Hey, what's the rule? Is that like, what's the rule? Like, I don't see it as much anymore when line drive over second base and the kid throws his glove and knocks it down out of the air. What's the rule, umpire?
That's 3 bases, I believe.
Yeah.
Really?
3 bases. Because there was one in the MLB a couple years ago that it was detached equipment that the umpires missed, and it should have scored like 3 runs or 2 runs or something.
Isn't that
like
wild?
That. But if you use detached equipment, so say it's a deep fly ball and it's going to the gap, and you throw your glove at it in hopes of knocking it down and stopping it from rolling around near the wall, 3 bases.
Huh.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, say you do detached equipment on a home run going over the wall and knock it back in, I believe you can award a home run as well. Okay. But yeah. So it's one of the lesser known rules, kind of like the catcher's balk.
Oh, yeah. Stepping out too early on the.
Or if you use detached equipment, like say your mask to stop a ball as a catcher. Catcher's balk. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kid, don't throw your gloves.
It
looks childish anyway.
It looks childish anyway, and I don't think it's bad. It's a really, really bad penalty. There was some guy who did it in college baseball last year who tried to throw his glove at a line drive over the shortstop, and luckily for him, he missed because it ended up being a double as opposed to it would have been a triple.
Oh, look at this. Boy, a winning national championship has perks. Now on Wednesday announced that Kurt Signetti will serve as the honorary pace car driver for the 110th Indianapolis 500.
Yeah. I think that's like the epitome of Kurt Signetti.
Imagine him getting in there, just run away with like trying to win the race.
Yeah.
They got to be ground rules here. That'd be cool. Boy, coming up tomorrow, Henry T. Buchanan will join us from Oklahoma City. I'll join you from there. Theo Malone will be in.
Are you driving down there? Or?
I'm driving.
Whew.
I got about an hour's worth of stuff.
What road trip snacks are you rocking with?
I'm a pretzel guy. I'm pretzels. Pretzels and jerky. I really like some jerky, but go a couple bottles of water, pretzels, jerky. Get on.
Okay.
Combos are in that mix. That pretzel combo.
Are you a roller dog guy?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Whew. I actually didn't have not a single roller dog in the way to Chicago.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm watching my figure over here.
Nope. I will not. But I'm also a very let's get on. Let's get your stuff, pack it in, and let's go. I don't like to stop.
No, I'm
unless
with you.
absolutely necessary, like for a gas stop.
I'm
of course, my best friend I'm going with.
I'm saving those empty bottles for a reason on the road
The
trip.
guy I'm going, one of my best friends out there, he has a old man bladder.
Water bottles empty.
It's going to be the one gets up every morning at 3:30. Can't go back to bed, guy. Thanks. So tomorrow we'll have a lot of that. We'll have some updates in Oklahoma City and a whole lot more. You guys have a great hump day. We'll catch you on a Thursday.